Welcome to Ebas Gallery channel. You activate drift mode in the new 603 horsepower Mercedes-AMG E63 S 4Matic and by tapping the dynamic toggle switch to race mode, turning all the electronic no-fun nets off, placing the transmission in manual mode, and finally pulling both paddle shifters toward you. Supposedly, a prompt then appears and asks if you really and truly, no jokingly want to electromechanically decouple the driveshaft that powers the front differential. I say supposedly because drift mode was disabled in all three of the latest descendants of the original Hammer. I drove on the launch of the new AMG E63 around Faro, Portugal. I should clarify I drove them on the street. The two examples of the bruising sedan I played with on Portimão superlative Autodromo Algarve International Circuit did in fact have drift mode intact, just like American customer versions will have when the W213 E63 S goes on sale sometime in the summer of 2017 as a 2018 model. The thing is, the red misty mental space of a racetrack seemed like the wrong place to experiment with a feature AMG wouldn't even let us attempt in public. Why no drift mode? AMG needed to get around 100 journalists from all over the world testing the cars within a couple of weeks. They couldn't lose any cars. Do I like the excuse? No. Do I understand it? Sure. How is the new E63, then, sans drift mode? I'll start with the engine because like with all AMGs, that's the heart of the matter. American buyers won't be offered the 563 horsepower, 553 lb-ft of torque non-S kiddie version. Instead, every U.S spec E63 model will be the fully mental 603 horsepower, 627 lb-ft of torque S variant with AMG's now ubiquitous 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8, known internally as the M177. For E63 duty, both power and torque are up in part because the comically named hot inner V turbos are now twin-scroll turbochargers. In addition to the twin scrollers, the engine packs new pistons, a new intake manifold, new intercoolers, and updated software. AMG also throws a bone to fuel efficiency. It's the first time a variant of this engine is available with cylinder deactivation. In comfort mode only, of course. A new 9-speed transmission known as the AMG SpeedShift MCT is bolted to the potent V8. Fans of the previous E63 will note that the old transmission was a 7-speed MCT. That MCT stands for multi-clutch technology even though there's actually only one traditional clutch. There is, however, a wet clutch that replaces the torque converter. AMG claims that the new 9-speed gearbox is a touch lighter than the 7-speed one it replaces. The transmission sends power to two output shafts, as all E63s are all-wheel drive. The last E63 we got was also AWD, but it had a fixed torque split with 33% to front axle and 67% to the rear. The new E63 S torque split is continuously variable depending on what the car needs, hence the somewhat clumsy descriptor, 4Matic Plus. To illustrate this, we saw a video of an E63 lapping the Algarve circuit with a graphic showing the front-to-rear torque split. Through corners where traction was needed, the torque split was 50/50ths. By the end of the front straight, 100% of the power was being fed to the rear wheels. The front wheels never get more than 50% of the power. That last sentence might be the best way to sum up the Mercedes-AMG E63 S 4Matic Plus. The E63 is going to do well come comparison test season. No one knows anything about BMW's upcoming G30-based M5, so taking it off the table, you're left with the 597 HP Audi R7 and 640 HP Cadillac CT-SV. Comparing the Audi to the Caddy, the AWD RS7 is the straight-line king, whereas the CT-SV is a track savant. The E63 seems to me, with its variable AWD, to be able to take the fight to both and probably even win. Time will tell, but until then, rest comfortably in the knowledge that the new E63 does nothing to tarnish the legend of both the mighty sedans that came before or AMG itself. Long live the hammer!